Namaste viewers and welcome to Bend It Like LD. Today's video is a sequence on yoga for immunity, a practice that can help you to strengthen your immune system. And it's probably the right time for this sequence as we are between seasons. And usually when we are between seasons and just after the rains, the bodies tend to go low on immunity and our bodies become susceptible to catch infection or having some inflammation in the body. And practicing yoga, of course, every day and more so during these times can help to strengthen the defense mechanism and to address issues with respect to stress accumulation, inflammation, and certain other aspects that can bring down your immunity. So let's get started. Sitting up with an upright spine, and as you can see, I'm sitting on a block today so that my knees are descending down to create more energy flow. We'll probably start with Kapalabhati first, so taking your left palm in Chin Mudra. Take a deep inhalation through your nose and exhale forcefully through your nose, continuously flapping your belly all the way back to your spine. So inhalation is passive and exhalation is prominent here. Active exhalation through the nose. With every exhale, draw your navel all the way to your spine. Practice about 20, 30 or 40 rounds depending on your comfort. Maybe about 2 to 3 rounds of Kapalabhati to create a little bit of energy flow, to create a bit of heat in the body, and also to kind of address your sinuses here. But make sure you're not practicing Kapalabhati if you're already having a cold. That's important. So try and increase the number of repetitions or rounds to say 50 or 60 if you're comfortable. Keep the pace consistent. I usually like to place my palm on the navel because then I can feel the movement of the navel moving towards the spine. And once you've completed about 2 or 3 rounds, slowly come onto your knees. Tuck your toes and come to Parvatasana, mountain pose. Pressing your palms firmly into the mat. Heels moving all the way back to the mat. Slowly inhale, coming to a plank, a little high plank with your hips in line with your shoulders. Exhale to a chaturanga, elbows hugging into your chest. And inhale to Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. This is just to address the core because the core is the primal central system to kind of address all your issues. So it's good to always start with a little bit of work on the core especially when we're looking at immunity. 3 rounds of chaturanga. Inhale Urdhva Mukha. Press into the tops of your feet. Knees can always be on the mat if you're finding this a little strenuous on your palms. Exhale back to Adho Mukha Svanasana. And probably one last round. Inhale, coming to a plank. Dandasana. Hug the elbows in close to your chest. Exhale to Chaturanga. Chin is extended. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Untuck the toes, hips and knees off the mat if you can. Chest is moving forward. Pressing the pubic bone down. Exhale back to Adho Mukha Svanasana. Slowly stepping your right foot in between your palms. Stretch the back leg a little and slowly drop the back knee on the mat. Untuck the back toes. Doing a little bit of a twist, a not too deep twist, but Parivrita Anjaneyasana. By bringing your left elbow outside the right knee, open up the right shoulder, look over the right shoulder towards the ceiling. Staying in every pose for about 5 breaths. So yoga asanas are very important from an immunity perspective because they help to create different movements of the spine. They help to distribute your oxygen and blood across the body more freely, and most importantly, it helps to bring back the balance in the body. Most of the time, immunity goes down because of a certain imbalance in the body, leading to stress and inflammation. And of course, these could be because of different physiological or psychological factors. And practicing yoga asanas can help to bring the balance back into the body, which is why it's great for both your physical and mental health. And slowly coming up to Tadasana first and taking your feet about shoulder distance apart. We'll start with Padangushtasana. Bend the knees completely, belly resting on your thighs. Grabbing your big toes firm. Inhale, lift the chest and head up, roll the shoulders back. Now as you exhale deeply, slowly start to bend the elbows back and start to straighten the knees. as much as you can without stressing your body too much. Knees can always be softly bent. Palms can be placed on blocks if your hamstrings are too tight. Make sure your chest and abdomen is moving towards your thighs. Completely opening the back of your hips and legs here, Padangusthasana. And slowly bring your fingertips to the front, bend your knees softly, inhale, slowly come up. A counter pose to just push your hip forward and stretch back. Moving on to a wide-legged forward bend, Prasarita Padottanasana twist. And as I mentioned in all my yoga sequences, in all my videos, twists are paramount in ensuring that you release all the stress from your system, that you detox the body, get all that shit out of your system. So twists are an integral part of your practice. As you exhale, push the hip back and fold forward, separating your feet about 4 feet apart, not too wide. Toes are turned in, heels are slightly out. Make sure you're pushing into the outer edges of your feet. I'm using a block here to show, in case you're not able to reach your palms down, you can press your palms on a block. Lift your left arm up. Now push the palm and lift your weight away from the floor so that you can deepen the twist a little more. Softly gaze up towards your left fingertips, keeping your legs active throughout the practice. The body tends to shift the weight back towards your heels, so consciously shift your weight towards your toes. And if you think you can go for a deeper twist, hold your left ankle with your right palm, bend the right elbow and deepen the twist. Slowly come back. And if you think you don't need a block, if your palms are comfortable to go ahead and place on the mat, do that. Lift your right arm up on the other side. Make sure you're pushing into the outer edges of your feet so that your kneecaps are lifted up, so that your knees are active. And maybe holding the right ankle with your left palm. Bend the left elbow and reach up, engaging your core. Make sure the hips are square, as you can see here, so that your thighs are active, shifting your weight towards your toes. Fingertips on the mat, chest and head lifted up. And slowly bend your knees softly, hands to your hips and come up. Doing a gentle counter stretch first. And slowly heel toe your feet in by bringing your toes and heels alternatively. And come back to Tadasana. Moving on to some back bends. Starting with Bhujangasana first, palms by the sides of your chest, toes are untucked. Inhale, lift the chest and shoulders softly first, roll the shoulders back. Stay there, holding it for about 5 breaths, neck in line with your shoulders. Exhale, release. And separating your feet slightly. Maybe trying to go up a little more higher this time. Palms by the sides, you can walk your palms slightly back towards your rib cage. And lift up a little more, trying to get the rib cage off the mat. Pressing into the tops of your feet, legs are completely active, knees are off the mat if you can, so that the back is engaged more. Bhujangasana, of course, is a fantastic posture for your back and for your core as well. And moving on to Dhanurasana for a more deeper back bend, bend your knees. We'll try to keep your knees together, feet together, pointing your toes up. Roll the shoulders back, lift the chest and head off the mat. And trying to take the knees off the mat. And you can also gently rock front and back here to activate your muscles around the abdomen. And stay here for 5 full breaths and release. We'll also do a little bit of a back bend with a twist. So we'll try Bhujangasana with knees bent. So go ahead, palms by the sides of your chest. Bend your knees first. Point the toes up. Inhale, lift up. Press the pubic bone down as much as you can. Twist and look over your right shoulder. The elbows can be softly bent. And on the other side. Go ahead and feel free to hold these poses for maybe say even 10 breaths if you can. I usually keep them short so that the video is not too long. But go ahead and do them for 10 breaths, 15 breaths, maybe hold them for a minute if you can. But take it as per your body's comfort on that particular day. And try not to overstress your body. And slowly come up, moving back to Parvatasana. Slowly lie down on your back. But of course, you must remember that if you want to improve your immunity, it's not just about yoga, but you also need to adopt a healthy lifestyle, healthy eating pattern, a healthy sleeping pattern, and more importantly, being positive and happy all the time. Your mental energy is as important as your physical energy. Moving on to a bridge pose, Setubandha Sarvangasana, bringing your feet hip distance apart, roll the thighs in, knees in. Interlock your fingers under your hips, lift your hips up as much as you can, moving the chest towards the chin. Use a lot of leg strength to lift the hip as high as your body allows you. And slowly release. Bring the knees to your chest, rock up. And we'll also do a little bit of shoulder opening. This is a great pose to do even if you're not practicing for immunity. It's also just excellent to do this every day. Take a block and place it in between your shoulder blades around the middle of your back. So you need a little bit of adjusting. So feel free to move around the blocks to see what makes it comfortable for you and where you feel that deep stretch. And slowly rest the middle of your back on the block and rest the crown of your head on the block behind the back of your head, And slowly interlock your ankles into a Sukhasana position, palms by the side. Opening up the chest, a great shoulder opener. Helps to create more space in your chest. And slowly release. It's good to stay in these asanas for about 2 minutes or 3 minutes if you can, to experience the benefits of the posture. And slowly lie down on your back. And slowly interlock your fingers around your knees. Press the lower back into the mat. You can gently rock side to side to massage your spine. And from there, moving on to Sarvangasana, a shoulder stand. So lift your legs up 90 degrees, support your hips with your palms. Thumbs are inside and the remaining 4 fingers wrapping the hips from the outside. Now walk your elbows in till the time your elbows are in line with your shoulders. Lift the leg up straight, pointing the toes up. Now you want to make sure that you're not dumping your weight onto your palms and you're rather lifting your spine up throughout the practice so that your heels, your knees and your hips are all in one straight line and your spine is straight rather than rounding the spine. And from there, moving to Halasana by dropping your legs back if you can. Straighten up the kneecaps. You can also do Ardha Halasana. If your legs are not able to reach the floor, feel free to keep the legs off the mat, but make sure the knees are straight. I'm doing a slightly advanced version by untucking my toes here to intense the pose a little more, to intensify the pose. Interlock your fingers under your hips. Straighten the elbows out completely. Straighten the kneecaps. Lift the spine up. Ujjayi breathing throughout the practice by breathing in and breathing out through your throat muscles. And coming out of the posture by slowly bending the knees, bring the knees to your forehead with control, without any jerks, without lifting your head. See if you can release from the posture. And moving on to Matsyasana from here. Arching your lower back, slowly drop the crown of your head on the mat. You can adopt a simple Sukhasana with your legs as well, or the legs can be stretched out. Keeping your palms a little away from the hips, keep opening the chest up. Mouth closed, eyes closed. Breathing through your nose. And slowly release. And from there, moving on to a simple leg lift, Supta Padangushtasana. Placing your left palm on your left thigh, inhale, lift the right leg up. Feel free to use belts. You can wrap a belt around the middle of your right foot, or if your hamstrings are good, then you hold the big toe firmly. And from there, moving on to a supine lateral twist. Taking the left leg out towards the right side, you can hold the big toe still with your left palm, creating a lot of deep stretch for your piriformis muscle, for your IT band, for your hips, for your hamstrings. But make sure you're pushing the right shoulder down into the mat so that you're deepening the twist, so you feel it in your obliques as well. Keeping your eyes closed, stay here for as long as you can. And repeat on the other side. As you can see, I'm using a block here to rest my foot because I don't want to make it too intense. So Supta Padangushtasana on the left side first, holding your left foot with your left palm in a nice 3-finger grip. The grip has to be really firm. And slowly drop that left foot to the right side. You can grab your left big toe with your right palm. Straighten the right knee completely if you can. You can use a block to elevate the height of the feet. And try to bring that foot as close to your right elbow as much as you can. That will deepen the stretch and deepen the work on your IT band. Rotate the thigh in and make sure the left leg is active as well. Make sure the right leg is active as well. The right leg is pointed, right knees are straight. And with control, slowly release, bring the left knee to your chest. Interlock your fingers around your knees and gently rotate your knees. Place your palms on your knees and give a gentle rotation to your knees, clockwise and anti-clockwise. Keeping your feet together, toes together. And taking some time here to allow the body to relax, restore, de-stress. Never ever overlook the immense benefits of a good Shavasana after your practice. A beautiful way to restore the body system, to bring your nervous system back in shape, and to reduce the lactic acid buildup in the body. Shavasana is as important as the yoga practice itself. And slowly coming out of Shavasana, bending your knees, rolling to the right side. The festival season is around the corner, so practice this every day so that you are prepared to enjoy the festivities. Slowly bring your palms to your heart center. Rub your palms and press the heel of your palms on towards your eyes. Namaste. Thank you very much and wishing you all a lovely day.